won't. Just stop grinding your head on my lap. I like your lap, she breathed, eyes closed. It's like a pillow. Yeah, well, that's nice and all. I paused to still her face with my hands once more. But I'm sore, so I need you to not do that. Do what? Rub me, I croaked out. There. Why? Are you sore? She sighed heavily and asked, Are you broken too? Probably, I admitted, shifting her face onto my good thigh. Well, good being the one that hurts less. Stay there, okay? It was more of a plea than an order. Don't move. Complying, she didn't move her head again. Using my free hand to press against the tension forming at my temple, I thought about how much shite I was going to be in. I was missing class. I was hungry. I had club training tonight. I had a gym session arranged straight after school with Gibbsy. Physiotherapy with Janice after school tomorrow. I had a school match on Friday. I had another training session with the youths at the weekend. I had a busy fucking schedule, and I didn't need this drama. Several minutes passed in pained silence before she moved again. And in that time, I debated all the ways Mr. Toomey was an incompetent principal. I had a list as long as my arm when she tried to sit up again. Be careful, I warned, hovering over her like a mother hen. I helped her into an upright position and managed to slide off the bench in the process. Every muscle south of my navel screamed out in protest. But I didn't move away. Instead, I continued to crouch in front of her, keeping my hands either side of her waist, waiting to catch her. Are you okay, Shannon? Her long brown hair fell forwards, cloaking her face like a blanket. She nodded slowly, brows frowned deeply. I think so. I sagged, my relief palpable. Good. She leaned forward then, resting her elbows on her thighs, eyes open and staring into mine. And all at once, she was far too close for comfort. And that was saying something, considering no less than 2 minutes ago, she had her face in my lap. We were too close. Suddenly I felt very exposed. My hands moved from her waist to her thighs, an automatic reaction to having a female lean her face towards mine. I quickly checked myself, pulling my hands away to rest on the bench instead. Clearing my throat, I forced a small smile. You're alive. Barely, she whispered, with a wince, blue eyes burning holes in mine, studying me with more clarity now. You have a terrible aim. I laughed at her words. They were so far from the truth that I couldn't help it. Well, that's a first, I mused. I'm not used to being criticised about my ability to kick a ball. I wasn't a natural 10, but I had a decent aim and the ability to kick from long range when necessary. Yeah, she croaked out. Well, your ability to kick a ball almost killed me. Fair point, I acknowledged, cringing. Without thinking twice about what I was doing, I reached up and tucked her hair behind her ears. I felt her tremble from the contact and quickly scolded myself for the move. Don't touch her, dickhead. Keep your hands off. Your voice is strange, she announced then, blue eyes locked on mine. I frowned. My voice? She nodded slowly, then groaned and cupped her face once more. Your accent? she clarified, breathing hard. It's not a Cork accent. She was still clutching her head, but she was more alert now. That's because I'm not from Cork, I replied, unable to stop myself from reaching up and smoothing back a piece of her hair. I was born and raised in Dublin, I heard myself explain, tucking the rogue tendril behind her ear. I moved down to Cork with my parents when I was 11. So you're a dub, she stated, clearly amused at the information. A Jackian? I scoffed at the term and tossed back one of my own. And you're a culchie. My cousins live in Dublin, she told me. Oh yeah? Whereabout? Clondalkin, I think, she replied. What about you? Blackrock. The south side. Her smile widened, eyes more alert now. You're a posh boy. I cocked a brow. Do I look posh to you? She shrugged. I don't know you enough to say. No, she didn't. Well, I'm not, I added, uncomfortable at the thought of her making a preemptive judgment of me. I shouldn't care. Hell, I never normally cared. So why was I sulking over it now? I believe you. Her small voice broke through my thoughts. You could never be posh. And why is that? Because you curse like a sailor. I laughed at her reasoning. Yeah, you're probably right about that. She laughed right along with me, but quickly stopped and groaned, clutching her temples. Regret soared inside of me. I'm sorry, I told her. Tone gruff now and thick. For what? She whispered, seeming to lean closer as she chewed on her bottom lip. Hurting you, I replied honestly. Christ, my voice didn't even sound like it belonged to me. It was strained, raw. I cleared my throat and added, it won't happen again. You promise? There she went with the promises again. Yeah, I said, tone thick now. I promise. Good, she groaned, grimacing now. Everyone's going to be laughing at me. Those words, that small fucking sentence, brought to life some weird fucking emotion I hadn't experienced before. I'm so embarrassed. She continued to mumble, eyes cast downwards. Might be the talk at the school. Look at me. She didn't. Hey. I paused and tipped her chin up with my thumb and forefinger. Once I was satisfied I had her attention again, I carried on. No one is going to say a word about you. But they all saw me. Nobody is going to open their mouth about it. Realising my tone was bored or angry, I brought it down a notch and tried again. Not the team, coach, or anyone else. I won't let them. She blinked her confusion. You won't let them? That's right, I confirmed with a nod. I won't let them. You promise? She whispered, a tiny smile pooling at her swollen lips. Yeah, I replied gruffly, feeling like I would promise all the fucking promises in the world just to make this girl feel better. I've got your back. No, you got my head, she croaked out. She glanced down at her body and sighed. Actually, I think you've ruined all of me. Thank fuck for that. Because you're ruining all of me right now, I thought to myself. Jesus, where the hell did that come from? Blinking away the thought, I settled on a safer. I'll have my people call your people to work out the bill. Comment instead. I drew a smile out of her, a proper smile, not a shy one or a small one. It was an honest to God megawatt smile. She was just so fucking pretty. I hated that word. Pretty was a pussy word used by women and the elderly. But that's what she was. Fuck. I had a feeling that her pretty face would be cemented in the forepoint of my mind for a very long time. But it was those wild eyes that really struck me. And I had this crazy urge to Google her eye colour charts just so I could figure out the fucking colour blue in her eyes. I would do that later, I decided. Creeper or not, I needed to know. So, I pressed my luck by asking, "It's your first day?" She nodded again, smile faltering ever so little. "How's it going for you?" A small smile tipped her lips upwards.
"It was going just fine."
"Right," I cringed. "Sorry again." "It's okay," she whispered, studying my face with those big eyes. "And you can stop saying sorry now, I believe you." "You believe me?" "Yeah." She nodded and exhaled a sharp breath. "I believe you when you say it was an accident," she squeezed out. "I don't think you intentionally hurt anyone." "But that's good." I had no idea why she would think otherwise, but it wasn't about to question the girl. Not when I'd half mauled her. Because I wouldn't. She grew quiet again, withdrawn from me, and I found myself racking my brain for something to say. I had no explanation for why I wanted to keep her talking to me. I guess I could scratch it down to needing to keep her conscious. But deep down, I knew that wasn't the reason. Scrambling through my brain, I found something to say. I blurted out, "Are you cold?" She looked up at me with a sleepy expression. "Huh? Cold, I repeated, resisting the urge to run my hands up and down her arms. "Are you warm enough? Should I get you a blanket or something?" She paused and glanced down at her knees, releasing a small sigh. She looked back to my face and said, "I'm actually hot." Completely fucking accurate assessment. The highly inappropriate response was out of my mouth before I had a chance to filter myself. I quickly followed it up by touching her forehead, my pathetic attempt at checking her temperature, and then nodding solemnly, "You're definitely warm." "I told you." Her big eyes were wide and locked on mine. "I'm really, really hot." God. Fuck. "So," I tossed out casually, trying to distract myself from wayward thoughts. "What, year are you in?" "Please say fifth year. Please, 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 God, make her say fifth year." "Third year." "Yeah, and that was that. She was in third year. And just like that, I watched my 5-minute dream float out the window. Fuck my life." "What about you?" she asked then, voice soft and sweet. "I'm in fifth year," I told her, distracted by the sudden and prominent pang of disappointment churning around inside of me. "I'm 17 and 2/3. "In 2/3? She giggled. "Are the thirds important to you or something?" "They are now," I muttered under my breath, sighing in resignation. I looked at her and explained. "I should be in sixth year, but I repeated sixth class when I moved to Cork. I'll be 18 in May." "Hey, me too." "You too what?" I asked cautiously, trying not to get my hopes up, but it was a hard thing to do with her sitting so close. "I repeated the class in primary school." "Yeah." I straightened up. A silver hope sparking to life inside of me. So that makes you how old? Please be 17. Please fucking throw me a bone and tell me you're 17. I'm 15. Fuck my luck. I can't think what the fractions are for turning 16 in March. She frowned for a moment before she added, I'm bad at math. My head hurts. 10/12, I reeled off gloomily. Just fucking, I would turn 18 in May, and she'd still be 16 for another 10 months. No. No way in hell. Not happening. Bad fucking plan, Johnny. Do you have a boyfriend? Now why in the holy hell did I have to ask that? You're almost 2 years older than this girl, asshole. She's too young for you. You know the rules. Stand the fuck down. No, she replied slowly, cheeks turning pink. Do you? No, Shannon. I smirked. I don't have a boyfriend. I didn't mean... Pausing, she exhaled, then sighed and gnawed on her bottom lip, clearly frustrated. I meant... I know what you meant, I filled in, unable to stop my smile from spreading, as I retucked that wandering curl behind her ear. I was just messing with you. Oh. Yeah. I teased. Oh. Well? She pressed, voice small. She glanced down at her lap before returning her attention to my face. Do you? Shannon! A panicked female voice called out, distracting us both. Shannon! I swung my gaze to the tall, dark-haired woman hurrying down the corridor towards us, sporting a small baby bump. Shannon! She demanded, closing in on us. What happened? Ma'am, Shannon croaked out, turning her attention to her mother. I'm okay. Highly uncomfortable at the sight of her mother's protruding stomach, I took this as my cue to get the fuck away from her minor daughter. Pregnant women made me nervous, but not nearly as much as Shannon like the river did. I stood up and made to move away, only to be cornered by what I can only describe as a deranged mother bear. What did you do to my daughter? She demanded, prodding my shoulder with her finger. Well, did you think it was funny? Why in God's name are children so fucking cruel? What? No, I shot back, hands up in retreat. It was an accident. I didn't mean to hurt her. Miss Lynch, the principal coaxed, stepping between the woman and me. I'm sure if we all sit down and talk about this... No, Miss Lynch barked, voice thick with emotion. You assured me this kind of thing wouldn't happen at this school, and look what happened on the first day. She turned to look at Shannon, and her expression caved in pain. Shannon, I don't know what to do with you anymore. The woman sobbed. I really don't, baby. I thought this place would be different for you. Ma'am, he didn't mean to hurt me, Shannon stated, pleading my case. Her blue eyes flicked to me for a briefest of moments before returning to her mother. It really was an accident. And how many times have you spun me that line? Her mother asked wearily. You don't need to cover for him, Shannon. If this boy's giving you a hard time, then you say it. I'm not, I protested. At the same time, Shannon shouted, He's not. Shut up, you, her mother hissed, shoving me hard in the chest. My daughter can speak for herself. Grinding my teeth, I did in fact shut up. I wasn't going to win any verbal disputes with her mother. It was a complete accident, Shannon repeated, chin jutting out defiantly, still holding her head with her small hand. Do you think you'd be here helping me if it was on purpose? That gave the woman pause for thought. No, she finally admitted. No, I don't suppose he would. What in God's name are you wearing? Shannon looked down at herself and flamed scarlet. I ripped my skirt when I fell down the bank, she said with a deep swallow. Johnny gave me his jersey so everyone didn't see my knickers. Oh, yeah, here, I mumbled as I pulled up a scrape of grey fabric from the waistband of my shorts and held it out for her mother. I broke that too. Her mother snatched the skirt from me and I took a safe step back. Let me get this straight, her mother demanded, her gaze flickering between Shannon and me. Recognition flashed in her pale blue eyes of what I had no fucking idea because I was feeling clueless right about now. He knocked you over, tore your clothes off, and then he put his jersey on you. I muttered a string of curses and ran a hand through my hair. It sounded so fucking bad when she said it like that. I didn't. He helped me, ma'am, Shannon snapped. She moved to stand up. And like the asshole I was, I moved to help her. Catching her narrowing glare from her mother, I went to her anyway. Fuck them all. I'd seen this girl half mindless an hour ago. I wasn't taking any chances with her. Ma'am, Shannon sighed. It was football training, and the ball hit me. Rugby, Mr. Toomey interjected proudly. Our Johnny's the finest rugby player Toomey College has seen in 50 years. I rolled my eyes. This was not the time to be talking me up, or the company. It was an honest mistake, I added with a helpless shrug, and I'll pay for the uniform. And what's that supposed to mean? Her mother demanded. I frowned. It means I'll pay for the uniform, I repeated slowly. Her skirt and tights, Shannon interjected. And her tights. I flashed her an indulgent smile, then quickly sobered my features when I was met with a death glare from her mother. I'll replace everything. Because we have no money, Miss Lynch barked. Because I can't afford to clothe my own child. No, I said slowly, confused as fuck by the human incubator declaring silent war on me. Because it's my fault they're ruined. Well, no, thank you, Johnny, she huffed. My daughter is not a charity case. Christ, this woman was something else. I tried again. I never said she was, Mrs. Lynch. Stop, ma'am, Shannon groaned, cheeks burning red. He's only trying to be nice. The nice thing to do would have been not to assault you on your first day, Mrs. Lynch huffed. I stifled a groan. I wasn't going to be winning any popularity contest with this woman. That was for sure. I'm sorry. I rolled off the word for the 100th fucking time. Johnny, Mr. Toomey said, clearing his throat. Why did you go back and change into your uniform and get your next class? I sighed in relief, delighted at the prospect to get away from this crazy fucking woman. I took a few steps in the direction of the front entrance, then paused, hesitating. Should I leave her? Should I stay? Walking away didn't feel like the right thing to do. Unsure, I moved to turn back, but was shot down with a barking order. Keep going, Johnny, her mother ordered, pointing a finger at me. So I did.